Welcome back to the original Love and Tea Variety Show. As you all can see, we are having some technical difficulties, but the devil is a liar. We're going to keep trying, and if we are not successful today, we're going to come back and we're going to do this interview. Okay, believe me, we will. All right, but let's try it again. We actually practiced. We actually rehearsed a week ago. Everything went well. Love Village. Mother Clausen came into the show, and boom, there it was when we recorded it last week. And today we were just having some difficulties, but nevertheless, we're going to keep trying until we get it right. Okay. All right. So let's try to go live again. We're going to go live. Okay. Because we're trying to join live, and I want to add Mother in as well. Go live. Let's see if I can add her in. At least you all, we can do a video, a live stream via Facebook. You all will be able to see it as well. Okay, let's try it. All right. Let me try to bring invite. Okay, I'm inviting her. Okay, so let's see how that works out. We have guest Betty R. Clausen. She is the founder of Dudley Beauty Sisters in the Chicagoland area. We have her wanting to come in to share her experience with us about being self-sufficient, about being proud of whom you are in your Black and brown skin, and believing in yourself and in your dreams. And more importantly, if you have a business idea, you can bring it forth and you can be successful in business. She has operated for well over 50 years in the Chicagoland area, doing good business, okay, in the cosmetology industry. And we are wanting to share with us, she wants to share with us some of the tools and the resources about how she was able to be a successful business owner. Okay. And like I said, Love Village, if we are not able to go forth today, we will definitely bring it back in the near future, and we'll have her share her wonderful legacy with us. Okay. Okay, we're trying to bring her on. IT hiccups. Like I said, we actually went over this last week and it was really smooth, but today it's a little challenging. Some invite. Okay. Betty R. Clausen. Is that you, Betty R. Clausen? Oh my goodness, we did it. Okay, I'm delayed.
Technology is amazing. I'm going to see if I can hold this so that you can hear me. Can you hear me okay?
I can.
And we're going to fix it so you can hear me a little better, because so that the audience can be a little bit better. Oh my goodness. Is that better?
Well, we see you, Mother. You're here. You're live. Okay. You're on Facebook Live. Okay. We do see you. It's not as clear as we would love it to be, showing your beautiful face. And I'm so afraid to touch anything. Okay. I don't want to touch a button. I'm afraid to lose you, okay? I'm afraid to lose you, okay?
I'm gonna put my glasses on so that we can chat a little bit.
Yes, thank you, Mother Clausen. I did an intro about you. Did you hear all of the wonderful accomplishments that you've made in life, right?
I heard.
Did you hear it?
What are you talking about? I said, is she talking about me?
Yes.
Before you talk about me, I just want the audience and everyone to understand how many wonderful things you've done with the Hands of Love, and how your business, everybody that I have experienced that have had the opportunity, all the pleasure, all the blessing of having your hands, lay hands on them, have just absolutely been fascinated, revived, and brand new because of the spirit that you bring. I salute you tonight because this is our History Month, and I salute you as being a person that's changing the world. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you all so much, Mother Clausen. Wait, let's get the hand claps going, Mother. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Them hands was clapping for like 10 minutes earlier, weren't they? But anyway, Mother, I thank you as well. I thank you so much for, oh my goodness, Mother Clausen taught me, well, under the leadership of Miss Lavinia Rowland, she taught me skincare, the health of skin. And of course, we all stand upon Mother Clausen's shoulders. So she's definitely our educator, our master educator, and she's taught us everything we know. Okay, so it's her. Okay, it's her. Okay, all right. She's the vessel. But Mother, before we go into you explaining about Dudley Beauty College Beauty Systems of Illinois. Which is located in the Chicagoland area, Love Village, right on 8501 South Green Street. So that's not far. It's like it's by 87th and Halsted. Okay. It's one block
west of Halsted on 85th Street.
Yes, one block west of Halsted on 85th Street, where you can get so many different services and purchase so many different products in the industry of cosmetology. She's going to explain the different departments that and all of the different services and again products that the school system offers. But before we do that, Mother Clausen, can you just tell us how did you get your start in the beauty industry?
It's so amazing, Phyllis. I was talking about this a few weeks ago. Back in the 70s, my brother was working his way through A&T State University, and at that time he was working for Sears and Roebuck. You know what Sears is?
Yes.
But he was selling Dudley products and Fuller products to help make extra money for school. And he invited me, so it was time of the CIAA tournament, and I told him I wanted to come to A&T to the tournament to meet some of our friends, So I packed my little daughter up, Terry, because at that time, no Sherry. And we went to A&T, go to A&T for the game. So that Saturday morning, he said, I want you to come go to a business meeting with me. I said, I don't come to a business meeting. I came to have some fun. And so he took me, and we went to Dudley's at 717 East Market Street. And when I heard Mr. Dudley talk about spreading a business that we own all over the country in a little back room, and I had not heard anyone talk like this that looked like me. He wanted to spread all over the country. I said, oh my goodness, this would be great for some of my friends that don't have a good juicy job like me.
Okay.
So I'm going to take this little bag back and introduce them to this product sale. Well, little did I know that was the beginning of a future for me. And from that day to this, I never went back to the telephone company. I took a leave of absence. I took a year's leave, and I never went back because the ability to introduce our people to a life that will give them joy for the rest of their life was what God intended for me to do. Because the satisfaction of doing that is worth more money than anything else.
Yes.
I cannot even share with you the joy that I get when I see people rise above mediocrity and become influential. That's why I'm so excited about Hands of Love, because you are changing lives. And thank you so much.
Thank you
so much for having me on.
You see, you all don't understand. See, I'm sure Mother Clausen, you'll hear me call her Mother Clausen, BRC, Miss Clausen, okay? She goes BRC, short for Betty R. Clausen, right? But I'm sure she's booked up, everybody, from 20 up to 2025 right now. She's so in demand, okay? And so for her to be on the original Love and Tea variety show is a true honor. And I'm just so thankful and just so blessed to have you here today, Ms. Clausen, to share some information on, about business. And more importantly, it's not just about business, but like you're saying, Mother Clausen, self-pride, to believe in yourself and your skills, and that to know that each and every one of us, we have something, right? We have some type of skill or some type of something to offer the world, each and every one of us. And all we have to do is believe in ourselves and step out on faith. And more importantly, to have that support system too, right? To know that you have the support system. I want to say this, Mother, when I became an aesthetic student, I want to say in probably 2018 or so, I came in as a student, but I also came in with a mindset of ownership, right?
Yes,
and so I want you to know this, if you didn't already know, how it was so encouraging and empowering for me to actually work in a business, like you said, that was filled with Black people that were actually doing good business. I had never had that experience in life, right? And so, to see it orchestrate and move, like it was just engineering so well, from the front office and IT to the departments, and it was all these Black people just working together and doing really good business, working with the students and the customers. And I was a part of that. And it really built my self-esteem. It really helped me.
I think that's the one thing that I loved about Dudley Products, is the fact that I saw, and I wanted young people to see, that they too could run a business. They too could make a difference.
Yes.
They too could become a job maker rather than a job taker. Yes. And the first person they needed to make a job for was themselves.
Yes.
So I think that was what impressed me about the Dudleys and what I saw with Dudley Products. But yes, Dudley Beauty College is, let me just say this. When we moved over there in 2005, we bought an old police station that was dilapidated. But when we bought it, we walked in there, said, this used to be a place of captivity. But now it's going to be a place of freedom.
Of freedom!
and so because of the fact that I see people sometimes walk in depressed and having challenges.
Yes.
And we are able to give them new direction,
and
a desire to make a change. It's not a cosmetology school, even though we teach nail technology, skincare, aesthetics,
yes,
cosmetology, barbering, braiding, deserology, trichology, instructor training in all of those areas. It's more than that. It's more than just getting a license and being able to make a living. It's a place where you learn to make a life.
And build community and family.
Because I didn't intend
for us not to be on StreamYard sitting side by side. It's okay, but it's working, isn't it? It's working.
Yes.
Mother Clausen, can you share a little bit, just going back just a bit, about S.B. Fuller? Can you just give us a little history about S.B. Fuller and who he was?
Thank you so much for asking, because during my early days of Dudley,
yes,
I was in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I'd heard about this Mr. Fuller through the Dudleys, right? So one year, Mr. Fuller said, I want to come to Chicago. I want to come to Charlotte. And he came to my branch. He came to my branch in Charlotte.
Yes.
And he said, the thing I want you to learn to do, and I'll always remember this. He says, I want you to learn to eat to live, not live to eat. Because at that time, Mr. Fuller was coming. I wanted to have food. So I wanted to impress him with having food. Well, I learned that every day he ate the same thing. He ate chicken, peaches, pears, and pineapple, and that was a mixture. And he ate the same thing every day. Every day.
Wow.
And at that point, I realized that, I don't have to have a variety of different foods. I just need to give my body what my body needs. Now, sometimes after that, I got away from it, but I'm back on that now. Learning to eat to live rather than living to eat. He taught me so many things. That if there was a time that I would get really depressed and just cry if people were taking advantage of the company. And so one day, Mr. Dudley asked him, he said, Mr. Fuller, I don't know why Betty just gets so teary and cry when, look at Holly Johnson is watching. Well, she cried when somebody's taking something. He said, deep down inside, there's something she wants to do. She wants to be crooked, but she doesn't have she's afraid. She doesn't have the courage, and she's a little jealous that other people have courage and she does not. And so I thought that was kind of cruel. But then he said, if I could stop you from crying, you would become a very powerful woman. And at that day, I said, well, if these tears are keeping me from being a powerful woman, then I'm not going to cry when I get disturbed or upset. And sure enough, I grew out of that. I mean, if you would hurt my feelings, I would just break down and cry. Because I wanted to cuss you out, but I thought it was wrong because I grew up in the AME Zion Church.
Right.
But I got to the point that through reading and studying, I realized that it's not what people throw at you. Stephen Covey said it like this. It's not what people do to you, it's how you respond. He said it's not the stimulus or what stimulates you to feel a certain way or to be frustrated. It's how you respond. Just like tonight, when you were we were having all kind of difficulties.
Yes.
We were having all kind of difficulties. But you didn't give up. And you said, you know what? We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
It's not the stimulus. It's not what stimulates you to react a certain way. It's how you respond to it. So that's just one of the many, many lessons I learned over the years by being around people like Mr. S.B. Fuller. Here's a man with less than a 6th grade education that had over 5,000 people selling products for him. He established a company called G. Nadal, and that was his Caucasian salespeople.
Okay.
The S.B. Fuller Products Company was his African American salespeople. And I mean, he produced some wealthy people.
Wow.
And taught them how to become job makers rather than job takers.
Job takers. And so showing this picture, Mother, I know you can't see it here. You'll see it on the live, but it says, this entrepreneur borrowed $25 and became the richest Black man in America in the 1950s.
Yes. From 25, he started selling soap.
Soaps.
He took that money and bought some soap. And he and Miss Fuller would take the name off the soap and they sold it. They sold soap. Soap.
And generated in the 1950s about $18 million.
Yes.
Ooh. Wow. Don't tell me what you can't do, people.
Yes.
Tell me what you can't do. Yes.
It's all in the desire. Desire is the first law of gain. That's another thing Mr. Fuller taught me.
The first law of gain.
The first law of gain. So sometimes I have to ask me and other people, what are you desiring?
Yes.
What are you desiring?
Christina Watkins says he's a hidden figure. He's a hidden figure. Wow. So let's move on to Dr. Joe Dudley.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
When I walked in, going back to my brother taking me into that sales meeting that morning, I walked back into 717 East Market Street in Greensboro, North Carolina.
Okay.
In my suit that I was wearing to the CIAA, that tournament that had been in the layaway for 3 months. And my ill shoes.
The layaway, yes.
Yeah, it had been in the layaway. It was a sharp suit now. It was, but it had been in the layaway. Anyway, I walked. Miss Dudley was out front. She said, "Go on back, Johnny. Go on back. Demonstrations going on." And so we went back in this little room where I guess at that point it was about 12 or 15 people. And a young man named James Cheek was up speaking, and he had top sales that day. When you had top sales, you got an opportunity to teach everybody.
Okay.
And he was talking about Mr. Triumph and Mr. Defeat. And this was from a book called The Magic of Thinking Big. And he talked about who's running your factory. Is it Mr. Triumph or is it Mr. Defeat? Who's running your factory? And I thought, oh my goodness, that's powerful. That's a powerful concept. So after the meeting, we went out. But before then, Mr. Dudley got up and talked. Okay. He talked about, I'm going to spread Dudley all over the country. People everywhere will know about Dudley products. And I said, now we are in this little room, and this man is talking with such conviction. I said, oh my goodness, this is powerful. You know, I'm going back to the phone company because I've got a desk with my name on it because, you know, I'm a recruiter. I have a position with some of my friends that I'm going to take this bag back and introduce them
Okay. At the telephone company.
At the telephone company. So to make a long story short, eventually Mr. Dudley asked me, after we recruited a short period of time, I had about 20 people driving to Greensboro, North Carolina, to sit in the meetings and get their bag and start selling. And he asked me if I would open a branch in Charlotte. And I said, well, I really believe in what you're doing. I tell you what I'll do. I'll open a branch.
Okay.
I'll take a leave of absence from the phone company for a year and open it because I believe in what you're doing. Well, that year is still not up.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That year is still not up.
Okay.
So but the Dudleys have been so instrumental in not only my life and my children's life, but everybody that grew up in that environment.
Yes.
Were different. The Fuller environment, the Dudley environment, anyone that really, really listened to the message and desired to be different, they were different.
Yes. We have Sheila Johnson on the line. She says, praise God. So encouraging. She is an entrepreneur who has her hand, and she's a cook. She has so many businesses. Yes, they're on the line. Hey, Maurice, love you all. So, Mother Clausen, tell the audience, how did you end up moving your way from North Carolina up to the Chicagoland area?
Well, let me just tell you, during the S.B. Fuller days, Mr. Buller's days, I came to Chicago.
Okay.
And I opened a branch at 109th and Weston. Had a group of people selling out of 109th and Weston. And that was during the time that, the fish place that's 107th and Weston. Oh, gosh.
Yes.
The Colas.
It's not far from Miss Lafinia's studio. Yes.
Just a little place.
Yes.
Across the street from us. And I recruited some people in Chicago to sell door to door, had a branch, moved from Charlotte, brought some people. We did very well until one night I was at 63rd Street at a meeting and someone broke in my car. And they took the console. At that time, you had the radio and everything. And at that point, I said, this is not the place for me. Eventually, I went to Memphis, Tennessee, and opened a branch in Memphis. And I was in Memphis for a while, and then the Dudleys decided to buy this land where Dudley Cosmetology University opened. And they asked me to leave Memphis and come and be the founding dean of Dudley Cosmetology University. And going to do that allowed me to go back to North Carolina. I did it reluctantly, but I went back to North Carolina to be the founding dean of Dudley Cosmetology University. And then at some point, DCU was just growing, and the Dudleys said, we need you to go into public relations. But public relations, to me, was not a job. Because all you did was travel around the country and you met important people and you talked about Dudley and very much that I'm doing now.
Okay.
But that was not, I couldn't see myself bringing any money to the company. I was bringing notoriety to the company, but it wasn't money. And I was used to handling money. So I wasn't happy. Immaturity. And I wasn't happy in public relations. One day, in fact, that was a public relations event that I was doing that day. And the Dudleys asked me when I was leaving, and at that time I was treasurer for the Kernersville Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
And I was leaving an event, and they asked me to come by their home. And so when I went by, They said, we got that building in Chicago, and we want you to go and open a school. Well, now that's where they broke in my car, and you're sending me back to that place.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was not exciting for me. But I said to them, I said, okay, in tears, because it was just not a happy time for me. I said, okay, I'll go, but I'll only stay a year and a half. In a year and a half, I can find somebody to run it. And that was in 1993.
And it's still here. You're still here.
Still here. And not only am I still here, but I must say, I have absolutely been happier. I've met some of the best people in the world, and I would not trade my years of being in Chicago with any other time in my life.
Wow. That's awesome.
And I get to be on the Love and Tea show with Phyllis.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so now take us to the now existing, it's 8501 South Green Street right now. What's happening? Yes. What departments again do we have at Dudley's College over there, 85th and Green Street?
Let's come through the front door on 85th Street. Let's come through the front door. When you come through the front door,
I got a picture of the front door.
There's people like Tony Williams or Deborah or Trey that will greet you, and you're able to buy all the Dudley products, all the retail products, not the professional products, but you're able to buy all the Dudley products right there up front.
Okay.
And then if you make your way down the hall, on the left, you'll go to the Onyxology department. If you don't know what Onyxology is, that's nail technology. There you'll have Miss Wells and Miss Deborah Williams, who are teaching young people in as little as 9 to 10 weeks.
Yes.
How to become professional nail technicians. Across the hall, you have skincare, which is aesthetics, and that's where you were. Mm-hmm. In the aesthetics room, you have I call her a walking encyclopedia, Miss Lavinia Rowland, and we just added a bright young auntie. I'm so excited about her. Her name is Wells as well, Victoria Wells. Okay. And they are in the skincare department, and the skincare department is really, really growing. If you go down the hall a little bit more, okay, and then go to the left, that's cosmetology.
Okay,
cosmetology. You have cosmetology. You have Miss Paige, and then you have Miss Tabby. Okay. And then you have Miss Johnson. So the cosmetology department is doing such creative things. They are doing such creative things. Then you also have this Andy Browning. Okay. In the barbering department. Okay. The barbering department, and then the growingest department right now is our natural hair and braiding. Okay. Class. Our natural hair and braiding class that's headed by, I call her Professor.
Miss Ashley. Professor. I got a picture up here.
Professor Ashley Neely is in that department.
Yes.
Now, you have Mahogany Johnson also that do deserology.
Okay.
And one of our newest programs is trichology, which is hair loss.
Dr.
And that's headed up by Ms. Deborah Williams and Dr. Rita McGuire.
Okay.
Who are new educators in that department. But then there is one other department that I really like talking about, and that is the department that's training educators to take over the world. And we have some of the brightest young people that's learning to teach. And the purpose of that program is to change the world.
Yes.
By educating them. I don't think I left anybody out. I hope I didn't.
And you know what? I left I left them out. I left 2 departments out. You'll see it on the live screening on my end. I had every department, but Deserology, forgive me, and Deserology, and what was
And trichology?
No, I had trichology. I had nails, aesthetics, silk and classy barber. I had cosmetology.
You had instructor training?
Instructor training.
Wow.
And I'm an educator. I learned under Mother Clausen. Oops. I didn't have, but those departments are there. Yep, instructor, educator, teaching us how to transform the world, change the world. Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, one thing you just mentioned, and I wanted to talk a little bit about the Barbering Department.
Okay.
Second Classy Barber College came under the Williamses.
Yes.
Kenneth Williams was one of the first educators in our teachers training program.
Ah.
Yes. He was one in the first class.
Mr.
And
Williams.
because of his desire to change the barbering industry, that's where Silk and Classy came into fruition. Those guys had to wear neckties. It was a classy barber school.
Yes.
It wasn't just a plain barber school. It was one that produced barbers that felt important.
Mm-hmm.
And when they came to join us some 4 or 5 years ago, I was excited about that because barbering was not something that we were going to go into because Silk and Classy was our barber school. But now they are under the Dudley umbrella, and I'm excited because Tony Williams.
Yes.
Mrs.
Tony Williams. Yes.
Is so helpful to me, and I appreciate them being with us.
Wonderful. Oh my goodness. So there it is. Some of the products. One of the main sellers, Mother Clausen.
I'm going to say this, and don't run in and knock us down tomorrow because there is a product called Inner Growth.
Oh yes.
And it is a combination of wonderful ingredients that just make anybody's hair healthy.
Yes, Inner Growth. It does.
Inner Growth, and it's really one of our number 1 items. And we were out of it for a few weeks. It came in today. We haven't even unpacked it. But I'm sure that we've got plenty. So anybody out there that wants some Inner Growth, come on and get it. It's going to be in the 3.5 ounce. And the larger ones that we used to get would get damaged in shipping. So the new size is a 3.5 ounce and an 8 ounce for professionals.
In scalp and skin.
But it is back in.
It's back in. Inner Growth. Inner Growth is back in.
Yes.
Give us 2 more. Give us two more top sellers.
Sheila Johnson want to know, do you ship? Yes. And before I leave, I'll give you the phone number to call us tomorrow, and we'll be happy to ship it to you. Let me just say, what else is there's everybody at one point was in love with the yellow can. That's what they called it. They didn't even call it the oil seed.
Okay.
They called it the Dudley's yellow can. The yellow can is back in stock. The holding spray that used to be a blue can is now with the new label. Dudley is getting ready to be rebranded.
Yes.
So you're going to see a different logo, a different packaging. Mr. Dudley and Mrs. Dudley, of course, started the company, but now the president and CEO is Ursula Dudley Oglesby. Ursula is a Harvard graduate. She's a Harvard lawyer.
Yes.
And Ms. Hoggy Johnson just put the telephone number up, so you can call the number tomorrow.
Very good.
And you'll be able to place an order. professionals at Harvard.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a picture. Sometimes if you come to the office, I'll show it to you. Hill Harper was in that class, and
yes,
the former president of the United States was in the same class. So they call each other by their first name. Yeah. So Ursula is quite an outstanding young lady. So we're excited about her taking the reins and leading the company on to greatness.
Yes, very good. Yeah, all kind of hair products, everything that you could possibly need.
Hair products.
Yeah, not only hair products, skincare, makeup.
Skincare products as well.
That's right. Everything. You can purchase it at Dudley Beauty College at 8501 South Green Street. The doors are open Tuesday through Saturday.
Yes.
That's right.
You can buy products Monday through Saturday.
Oh, Monday through Saturday.
But services in the department, and I must make this disclaimer,
please,
because for many years it was first come, first served. But COVID-19 have caused us to make some changes.
Okay.
And we are now, most of the departments are appointment only. You can go to the barbering department without having an appointment, but all the other departments are appointment only. Yes,
and I have my appointment for next Tuesday for my facial treatment.
Wonderful. I will be happy to have your wonderful spirit in the place again.
Of course. As I mentioned, we're almost there, Mother BRC. I mentioned earlier that you are the author in your bio. You're the author of
Sheila Johnson said, I need a trichologist in my life. Sheila, call us tomorrow. We'll get you an appointment to see a trichologist. Yes, I am the author.
Yes, you are the author of, and then I'll leave the contact information, everyone, too. As a matter of fact, let me do that now. Here is, for those who are watching us via StreamYard, here's the contact information here for those who are viewing us on this side of the medium. I'll just give you the number. It is, again, Dudley Beauty College, located at 8501 South Green Street. It's close to 87th and Hosted. The telephone numbers, okay, are 773-488-5900. And then there's another number here, 773-488-5418. Yes, okay.
Those are the two numbers.
Yeah, but you all can watch this live if any of you all who are watching this, or it's on StreamYard. I have posted it, and then the website is www.dudleybeautycollegechicago.com. Okay.
Absolutely.
And we would love to have you become a part of our Dudley family, whether you're going to be a student or a customer, or just hey, a community person that comes by and say, hey, send a shout out to Mother Clausen. Yeah, we are a family at Dudley Beauty College.
I'm usually there every day.
Yes, she is. Okay, she is. All right. And now we're going to just discuss a bit, just a little bit, okay? Because we need you all to purchase these books, okay? We don't want to tell, okay? She is an author, okay? She put a lot of her creativity in this book, but it's such a great book. And I just want to talk just a snippet about it, but I'm posting it now up here. It is called, If It Wasn't in You, You Would Not See It in Me. Okay, if it wasn't in you, you would not see it in me. It is a journey of evaluating true self while raising your level of consciousness. She's an author, a growth coach, a motivational speaker. I mean, what isn't she? Okay, what isn't she? Okay, she's all of that in a bag of chips, as the young people say. Okay, but Mother, yeah, tell us a little bit about the book.
Let me say this. In that book, it's a memoir from my childhood, my ups, my downs,
yes,
my ins, my outs, my good, my bad, all of it's there. Sometimes when people want to know, how did you do this? sometimes you have to know what the struggles that one went through in order to become who they are. The struggles can either make you better, or if you look at it in a negative way, it can make you worse. So, when you're reading the book, and by the way, Phyllis,
yes,
every Thursday morning at 8 o'clock Central Time, we do a thing called the Abundance Now Study Group at Dudley Beauty College. And for years, I would not read I didn't want everybody to see all my stuff. But they convinced me a few weeks ago, so let's read that book.
Yes.
And there was a section in there when I was being a little flirty girl. They got such a kick out of that particular the genome of that. They got such a kick out of that. But the thing that I've learned through the years is everything that you go through in life prepares you to help someone else.
Yes. I love it. I love it. Mother Clausen is one little piece I want to talk about, just a little bit, because I read it maybe 2 years ago. But your dad was influential. Your dad, wasn't your daddy an entrepreneur?
He was an entrepreneur, but he was the father of 9 living children, and 3 that died at birth. So he and my mom were busy. They loved one another.
They did.
And then he would not allow us to take any handouts. So he worked 3 jobs. He worked at Southern Cotton Storage. He farmed, and then he would go to the turkey plant and work at night to feed those children. And he built my mama the house she wanted. And he was a little fella.
A little fella running big things, doing big things.
Well, he wasn't tall in stature, but he was a tall man because he believed in taking care of his family.
And he did just that. You all it's a great read. It's an excellent read. So we're not going to tell y'all no more than that, okay? So you'll have to get the book, okay? Maybe we'll have Mother Clausen come on later on. Like I said, she's so in demand. Maybe we'll be able to discuss it, but we'll probably do a drive run. Maybe, we want you guys to purchase these books, and really, for those who are really still interested in reading, because some people, what they do, I love a book. I love still, I have a book club that I'm going to re-energize this year. Okay. But I love a good read. So this book is definitely it. If it wasn't in you, you would not see it in me. And it's available now. You can go to her website, www.
It's on my website. It's
yeah.
also on Amazon.
Yep. It's on Amazon, BRC, y'all.
And I think if you check with Miss Deborah, there should be a few at the school.
Okay.
Where you get to come in and I can sign it.
Yeah. See, you come to school, check first, maybe give a call to the number and ask, but it should be a couple copies there at the front desk for you to purchase, and BRC will be right there to sign it. Okay. But if not, you all can order it. Like you say, she's on Amazon. You can also go to her website, www.bettyclausen.com. Okay. BettyClausen.com. Wow. Well, Mother, we made it. We did it. What did you say? What was that quote that S.P. Fuller said in the beginning? Not to get, what was it? Well, no, that was Joe Dudley. That said, either you're going to operate, what do you operate in, Lord? I didn't take my ginkgo biloba today. As a matter of fact, the last week. But it was something about either you not operate in fear, but the challenges. When you have challenges, remember you said earlier how we had challenges getting on in IT, but we didn't give up.
Oh no, but that's with life.
Yes.
Anything, and this, I didn't say this, but anything worth having is worth working for and working through. Anything worth having is worth working for and working through. And
that's what we did today. What an honor. Yes, Nikki Sutton. Yes, thank you, Nikki. Christina Watkins. Everybody, shouts out to everybody who watched, who persevered with us and didn't give up on us, because we definitely ain't gonna give up. Okay, we're determined. It's about self-pride, self-respect, just believing in yourself and your dreams and your ambitions. You can do it. And Mother BRC, Betty R. Clausen
I
is
see Nikki Coleman.
Nikki Coleman.
I saw my granddaughter,
Hoggy, that's your grandbaby.
I saw Christina Watkins. I don't remember seeing everybody that came up.
Yeah.
But I am just so excited that you persevered to get me on this tonight. And I said, well, we can do it another time. He said, no, I'm going to do this tonight.
And we did it.
Yes.
Yes, so thank you all viewers for watching Mother Clausen. I will see you soon. I'll see you next week at school. Again, thank you viewers for coming to the original Love and Tea Variety Show, where we have love in our hearts. And of course, we keep tea in our cup. Until next time. Did you like that? Love you, Mother. Thank you so much. And thank you, viewers, for watching. Peace until next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you all so very much for hanging in there with us with our IT issue, but we were able to persevere and have this interview with our beloved Betty R. Clausen, who is the founder of Dudley Beauty Systems of Illinois. We thank you all for viewing and staying tuned and staying with us. And believe me when I say, whatever you dream, okay? Whatever you dream, all right? It can come true if you believe, okay? If you believe and persevere and work towards it, it can come true, okay? I love you all, Love Village. Until next time, peace.